recording. Before we dive in, does anybody have any questions, any issues, any struggles, anything at all that you guys want to address that like I can help with, or anything in general?
I mean, we can talk more. I don't necessarily know that everybody wants to do this, but I just really need I can't get my girls to get on the calls. And so, I mean, they're getting on my call and we talk, but then things shift and we just end up shooting the crap and we're not really like coming up with business plans. Even though I do have to say that last week, Kelly came up with wanting to do this clean recipe sharing group. Cindy and Melissa were like 100% on board and everyone's like gung ho. And Kelly's like, I really want to be the one that runs it because I want to take something off your plate, but she want to do like a 30-day. Anyways, it was obnoxious. So we compromised. And so I'm excited because I feel like she's really trying to take initiative, but I can't get any of them to do anything above me. And so I'm like trying to do it on my own and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So like your post today was like, don't do it alone.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So we can dive into that a little bit more later. One thing I can't stress enough, and I'll get into the Destin recap later, but one thing that was consistent with, Melanie, number one coach in the company, and she ran the retreat. And then she had Katie Ersta, who is a top, top 20 coach. Deidre, who is, a top 25 coach. Val Bazo, Shannon Hargrave, like all of these leaders were there and they all helped run the trainings. Corporate was there. Kim Carver was there. I don't know if that name sounds familiar to you guys, but he's like a bigwig with corporate. And I can't remember the other guy. But it was just, Jeremy Redd was there, and he is another bigwig with corporate. And every single, like, if there's one thing that everybody said, it was, don't reinvent the wheel. Don't do this alone. Like, know that, even if it's just me and you on a call, there's somebody else here, and there's been plenty of nights that I've got on a call and I ended up just making a video by myself because nobody else got on. And I was like, what the hell? Like, where is everybody? But the thing with that is, like, there was 120 women at this retreat, all of which were, anywhere from new coaches to, 15-star diamond coaches. And everybody was there to learn how to be a better leader, how to build a better business, how to create a vision for your team, how to create a better culture for your team, how to manage your time a little bit better. I mean, there were so many lessons that I picked up, and everything was so simplified. Like, here's me trying, okay, I need to use this app, and I need to use this Google Calendar and this scheduler and this, all these things. And when it's all said and done, like, it doesn't have to be difficult, and it shouldn't be, because the more difficult that we try to make it, the more frustrated and like disgruntled and upset and like, just like, I don't want to do this anymore kind of attitude that we take on. And what corporate is doing right now for us as coaches is making it super simple. So they've made the Coach mobile app for our phones, or the Coach mobile app, so then we can access our online office from our phones that much easier. And it's not just a cluster F of, trying to log in and everything's in teeny tiny font and you can't see it and you can't read it and it freezes up. What they've done is they've revamped all of the trainings in the back office. So when you go under the training tab, it spells it out for you. So you can either jump in with a group, and I'll say it again, doing groups is going to be key to helping you succeed, because you see all the other people that are going through the same shit in the group that are like, I suck at inviting, I suck at recruiting. Like, we're all there. We've all been there. We're all like, I'm still there. Like, I still feel like I need to send at least 50 more invites this month if I want to, like, keep moving forward. And I hate doing it. And one of my goals for my business is to get to the point where I don't have to invite 150 people a month, where people just come to me. So like that seems like a silly, selfish goal, but like the less I have to do the things I don't want to do, the more I do them now. So then I don't have to. But the trainings in the back office are super simple. You can go at them alone. You can go into, there's no reason why like any of you guys can go in the online office and do like star diamond training, because there's really great stuff in there. I mean, you don't have to be a certain rank to do any of the training. So if you're having a day that you're like, I'm off, I don't know what to do about XYZ, go back and look at those trainings and see if there's something in there that helps. And it's all in language that is super simplified and like how we talk. So the old training stuff, I was like, this is pitiful. I can't use this in a group like this. Nobody's going to understand this. They're talking about all this mumbo jumbo that doesn't make any sense. So now it's all simplified. Am I cutting out, or can you guys hear me? Am I good? Okay. It said my internet's unstable. So anyway, if I freeze, like put your hands up or something so I can tell that I need to like slow down for a minute. But all that training, I've been using the Coach Basics curriculum for my Coach Basics now. And it's exactly how I was taught a Coach Basics when I first started my training, only the coaches were kind of using their own scripts and their own videos and stuff. And now corporate has laid it all out for us. So the training is simple. There's nothing in the trainings that is like, that you're missing out on. Things that like when I've done my own trainings in the past, I'm like, I really need to touch on X, Y, and Z. But it's all in there. Like inviting is in there. Handling objections is in there. Price objections. How do you invite your family? How do you invite, period? All of that stuff is in there. So going back to the basics is like really what it's about. So one of the points I wanted to talk about was going from A to B, and how do you get started, in the beginning as a new coach, and how do you get your business off the ground? First off, that training has to be done. I mean, I cannot, you have to understand the basics of this business before you move forward. So if you haven't done a Coach Basics, and I know that you guys have all participated, and I'm speaking to anybody who's listening to the recording too, but if you haven't gone through just the 10 days of Coach Basics that's in the back office, that's something that you need to go through. So I'm working on taking all of that stuff and putting it in a web page for us to use, just to access at our own, at our own pace. But it's already in the back office. So it's a little redundant for me to do that right now when I'm super crunched for time. But still to have our own web page, that's kind of a goal of mine, but not a priority right now, because my priority is getting my coaches to where they want to be. So back to basics, Coach Basics, number one, get that done. Number two, everybody knows 3 people. I don't care who you are in this business. I don't care how many friends you have when you start. I don't care how many friends you have now. I don't care how many friends you have in 10 years. We all know 3 people. 3 people that can benefit from fitness, that can benefit from better nutrition, that can benefit from a community of people that are going to support them. Because how many times have we personally tried something and it's failed? Whether it's, starting a job that you don't really like and then you quit. Or, you start a diet that you don't like, so you quit. You start a fitness program. You're not a big fan. You don't have any support. You quit. So sharing that with people, for me, having the accountability, that's key. That's something that I always put in my posts when I post for a challenge group invite. Accountability, support, daily, whatever it is, because it's there. Because when the going gets tough, it's so much easier to throw in the towel than it is to push through and then to just try to do it. So when I say everyone knows 3 people, that's, Success Club. However, I don't like to focus on Success Club, because I feel like when we focus on the number, that gets us stressed out. And when I start my month at SC0, just like everybody else. Hi, Crystal. But when we start SC0, we all do, and you think, okay, my goal is to hit SC20 this year, and I have to see that number 20 or else I'm going to lose my mind. When you think about, okay, you know what, I need to help 5 people get started on this journey. There are 5 people out there that desperately need my help, whether it's losing weight, whether it's getting their nutrition in check, whether it's, you know, being part of a community, whether it's like needing a friend or a shoulder to cry on because they hate their life and they're miserable and everything sucks. And that's been the case. I mean, we've all had challengers that have struggled with something at some point that have benefited hugely from being in a challenge group. So sometimes it's not about just the $140 challenge pack and workout program in Shakeology for them. Sometimes it's about, you know, getting out of a depression and getting in a group of support with other women and being empowered and being motivated by other people when they don't have the ability to do that for themselves. So when you think about it as people that you're helping every month, we all know people. I mean, and they might not be on Facebook, and that's okay. That's why we have a challenge tracker app too. But if you think my Aunt Susie is miserable and she just needs a kick in the ass. And I know this would be so great for her, but she's not on Facebook. Who cares? Call her on the phone. Get her on the phone and say, listen, like, I know that you don't want to do this and you've tried Weight Watchers and you've tried Atkins and you've tried all these things, but I am telling you that this is different because I'm going to hold your hand the whole way. And I'm going to be here for you no matter what. And you're going to throw in the towel and I'm going to come over and I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to whoop your ass with it and I'm going to tell you to get your butt in gear, because that's what we do. This is about people, and it's about that number of people that you want to help each month. It's not about Success Club points. So when you think about it as how many people can I help this month, it takes that stress and pressure off of yourself. Success Club is great. We get rewarded for Success Club. People that hit Success Club every month see their business grow. Yes, that's what we've been taught in the past. But our company exists because of fitness and because of people. Everyone matters. And when you think about every one instead of every Success Club point or every number, that's what we're here for. If we didn't have people, we wouldn't have challenge groups. So, you know, when I say going from A to B, that's a big part of it. It's finding more people. And so if you are, you know, I need to grow my business because I need an added income. I need the extra income. People. That is going to be your answer. It's not going to be selling challenge packs, because if you're just trying to sell 100 challenge packs every month, then your goal is not retaining your clients. Your goal is not helping your clients. Your goal is trying to make money, and people will see right through that. And I've been there. I've had those months where I've thought, God, I really need to make some extra money this month. And I feel like my inviting sucked. And I feel like my purpose was not to help people. It was to help myself. And it hurt me. And it's hurt me to where, you know, you send a bunch of invites and then you see that you start to lose a couple friends, because people can kind of read your intentions. So when your intentions are money, 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 successful points, successful points, successful points, people can tend to read through that. So when you start that conversation and somebody tells you, actually, yeah, like I've never really been able to stick to a program. What have you tried that hasn't worked for you? Why do you think it didn't work for you? Well, let me tell you how I think this will be different. Let me tell you what I can do that's going to help you. What is it that you want to change, and how do you want to change it? What's going to help you in the future stick to something? Is it your schedule? Okay, well, let me help you work on time management a little bit. Let me help you figure out a way that we can squeeze this in. And maybe, you know, that's like a 22-minute hardcore thing. Somebody that doesn't have any time, okay, well, let me tell you something that I can do that will help you minimize that time that you don't have to work out. Or let me share with you something about, you know, if you struggle with portions, well, I have something that can help you. But before you even introduce a program to somebody, before you even say, I'm a Beachbody coach, I can help you, before you even say, oh my gosh, I've been drinking Shakeology every day and you're going to love it, you have to get to the bottom of what their struggle is first. Because if you come right out of the gate with a product or a challenge pack link or a program, or immediately in your initial conversation, you're like, hi, I'm a Beachbody coach. What's your name? Before they even get a chance to speak, they're going to see you as a salesperson. And when you're a salesperson, you're not a friend, you're not a confidant, you're not somebody that's going to be there to help them long term. They think you're going to be there for a short-term sale. So when you can show them that you're invested in them 100%, that is when you're going to make the connection. And sometimes it takes more than one time. Sometimes it takes a second time. Sometimes it takes 15 times. The follow-ups, I don't have that quote, but it's like 75 to 90% of follow-ups happen on like the 10th to like the 15th follow-up. So, or 70% of sales happen on like the 10th to 15th follow-up or something like that. So it's absurd, because how many of us have sent a message to somebody and they didn't respond and we're like, well, she don't want anything to do with me, I better not message her again. And then you're like, oh my gosh, you know what? Let me try this again 3 months from now. And she sees it again and she doesn't say anything. And then you post your challenge group next month and she comes to you and she's like, okay, I'm ready. So sometimes those 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 exposure times, no, I'm not saying message everybody on your friends list 15 times. But what I am saying is sometimes they need that exposure. They need to see your consistency every day. They need to see what you're doing is working, and you're sharing what you're doing in that sense that you're showing them that it's working. Like today, I hated getting up early. I did not want to work out. My life is busy. I have X, Y, and Z going on. Like everything's crazy. I did not want to get up and work out. But you know what? I did it, and now I feel like $1 million. Oh my gosh, did not think I was a morning person. Little things like that people can relate to. Then they know that then I just lost my train of thought. But those little things that you can put out there that are relatable are going to help you make those connections without having to send that message initially. Posting a picture of your cereal in your pantry and you're like, looking at it like, all I want to do is eat this, but like I promised I was going to be really good today, and so I only had a tablespoon. Like, go me, that's relatable, like things like that we always think about. I want to make my picture look perfect. I want to make my post perfect. I want to make sure that, everything is good and great. But the perfect is not relatable. The perfect is just that. It's perfect, and nobody's perfect. So when you can, appreciate that hot mess that you are, that's when you're going to connect to a lot more people, and they're going to understand, like, I'm not at my goal body weight, and I don't really have one, because my goal weight is just me being healthy and me being happy and me being there for my kids and me, being a normal mom and not stressing out about trying to diet and trying to do everything like that. So, and then another key point there with going from A to B is personal development. I can't say it enough. If you haven't been reading personal development, you have to. It's a requirement. It's like, okay, Beachbody school, class number 1 is going to be personal development. Like, because honestly, for me, I didn't believe in personal development because I was like, I don't have time to read. I was in nursing school. Like, I read nursing books. I don't have time to read personal development. And when I started listening to podcasts on my way to and from school, I started to do better in school, because it like taught me how to be a little bit more focused, and it taught me how to be a little bit more forgiving of myself for being so busy and crazy and stressed and all that stuff. It helped me with, struggling with just normal everyday life stuff, and how to deal with chaos, and how to find balance, and how to appreciate myself more, and how to make time for me, and how to better parent my kids. I mean, there's so many topics out there. So if there's one specific thing that you're struggling with, Google it. Google, inspirational books about anxiety. I will say there's a really great book called Fuck Anxiety, and it's like a really good, like, and there's another one about depression too. And the guy that writes them is like, he's super real and raw. And he's like, you know, hey, anxiety, you know, middle finger. And like, the whole book is about like how I'm better than you, anxiety, and I'm going to kick your ass and I'm going to live an awesome life and I'm not going to deal with you. So like, for me, that's something that has helped me with my anxiety. But there's just about anything you can imagine as far as personal development. 10 minutes a day. I mean, if you get a book, okay. Eat that frog. Still haven't finished it yet. Barely started it. Why? Because I keep putting it off. And what's this book about? Doing things without procrastinating. But I just read The Miracle Morning. Do you have it right there too, Kara? What do you have?
Sorry, I was muted because of a screaming baby. Yeah, I've made it to page 27. Mm-hmm. And that was like 3 weeks ago. So obviously it's really working for me.
I'm like step 6.
Are you?
Oh yeah. And that was a long time ago.
So yeah, I know. I'm like, I don't even have.
Does the consensus maybe not to get that book?
It's good.
Well, it's good. It's like, but for me, so I just read The Miracle Morning. Life changer. Holy crap. So I think for me, I needed to read The Miracle Morning first. And now I'm kind of like, I think I'm ready for this one, because now that I know I need to get up, The Miracle Morning is like, he basically tells you how, you know, 1 extra hour a day, getting up at 5 o'clock, if you normally get up at 6, getting up, or even 30 minutes, can totally rock your world and change your life and grow your business. And so the last couple weeks guys, I love to sleep in. Like 7:30 is like me, you know, I have to get my kid to school at 7:30, whatever. Like if I can sleep in until 7:30, like I would love that. And I would stay up till midnight working every night and then sleep in until 7:30. But I've been starting to get up at 6:30, 5:45. And I'm taking that time and I'm reading my Jesus Calling book, and I'm sitting and I'm having quiet time for myself for like 5 minutes. And then I'm doing 20 minutes of a workout, and then I'm sending 10 messages, and then I'm getting a shower. And this is like all before my kids get up. And then I'm like, like my morning is, why haven't I been doing this the whole time? Oh my gosh, you know? And, on vacation, like who gets up at 5:45 when you're on vacation on the beach and you've been drinking vodkas until midnight the night before? Me. And I was reading and sending invites and scheduling my posts and stuff. And it made my day so much less stressful, because I wasn't worrying about, okay, I have to send these messages and I have to get follow-ups done. No, like I can get my stuff done in the morning, and then later when the kids are in bed, I can finish my day off and then like create that calmness. So, so personal development, is just huge, and strongly recommend whatever, you know, if you're not doing anything, start doing something. The Slight Edge is a great one. But just like I said, whatever it is that you could potentially be struggling with, or if it's stress or something like that, look up something that's going to calm you. Ask me. I mean, I've read a ton of books, and I have a ton of books here. And if there's something, you know, you want, I can send you, we can swap books, you know, anything like that. There's enough of us on this team that have enough personal development books, I think, that we can, you know, do a book exchange every month, and we'd probably be set for the year. So, and that's something too. If you've read something really great, then share it with the team, and then, you know, send a copy to somebody who wants to read it, and we can swap our books out and stuff like that. Okay. So moving along, creating a vision. So, I've shared with you guys a lot, my goals, my personal goals. But I've never really shared my vision with you guys. And how do you create a vision? Like, how do you make a vision for yourself? Well, you can't really make a vision, but you can, you know, you can see it. You can see your vision, and you can set your goals based on where your vision is and how you want to get there. So my vision for this team is to be an elite team. And that's not my vision for myself. Yes, I would be a quote unquote elite coach. However, I couldn't be an elite coach without a team of rock stars, without a team who works hard, who shows up every day, who has a similar vision. Doesn't have to be, your vision isn't Ashley to be elite. Your vision is, I'm going to rock my business and I'm going to kick ass and we're going to do this together. So maybe your personal vision is being an elite coach as well. Maybe your personal vision is getting to diamond by the end of the year. Maybe your vision is you want to help 100 people every year lose weight, get in shape, whatever it is. But that vision, that's what's going to continue to drive you. So for me to say, I would love for this team to be an elite team, that's true. Like, I would love to grow my business to where I can retire my husband, to where I don't have to go back to work, to where I don't have to go back to school, to where I have the freedom to travel with my family and things like that. And I know that there are certain things that I need to do to get there. So if that's getting my coaches trained better, if that's doing more organizational things personally, if that's recruiting more people, if that's getting up at 5 a.m. and sending 100 invites, then those are things that I need to do to make sure that my work and my dedication aligns with my vision. And one big thing is helping you guys continue to rank advance and to continue to push for your vision. And I know we all have goals, and I know there are a lot of squirrels and a lot of things that get in the way of our goals, especially when it gets busy and we're back to school and there's so many things going on. But to keep your eye on the prize, keep your sight set on where you want to be, not just at the end of the month, at the end of the year, but where do you see yourself personally in all of this? Do you want to be, a positive person who has a great influence on other people? Do you want to be known for, being somebody that's reliable, that somebody can go to if they're struggling with any kind of issues related to health and fitness? Do you want to be somebody that's looked to as a leader among your peers, or, somebody who has built this incredible business and has been able to do all these amazing things, somebody that's an amazing friend because you've been super supportive to so many people over the years. So when you think about your vision, what do you want now and what do you want in the future? And, we talk about vision boards, and we've never done one as a team. And vision boards are great. And I like the idea of vision boards, and I've never done one just because I've made excuses and I've been busy and all these things. But vision boards are only efficient if you take action on what those visions are. So if you have a vision board that says, 5-star elite, $10,000 a month, new car, all these things, and you're not doing anything to reach those goals, well, then your vision's crap. Then you might as well use your vision board as like kindling for the fire, because if you're not doing anything to get to your goals, then what's the point? But those action steps, that going from A to B stuff, that's part of achieving your vision and getting to where you want to go. And then another thing, some of these things we kind of talked about a little bit in Destin, but one thing that really stood out when we were in Destin was a time management. We talked a lot on time management, and that's something that I've always struggled with children and nursing school and life. And I'm a super major procrastinator, and I also may or may not have ADD, and I've never been diagnosed, but I probably could be. But time management was something that I've always struggled with. And no matter how many times I tell myself, okay, Ashley, you're going to get up and you're going to do this, this, and this, and you're not going to get distracted, and you're going to do all the things on your to-do list today, and you're going to go to bed and you're going to be relaxed and happy and life is good and rainbows and butterflies. And what happens is I get on Facebook to do my challenge group post, and I do it, and then I start scrolling and I'm like, oh my gosh, ew, she got her haircut. Like I can't believe she did that. Holy cow. Like her kid is jumping on the couch, I've never watched this video before. I totally need to watch this video of like dog eating peanut butter, and it's like all these like stupid things that you're like, and then 20 minutes later, you're like, oh, like I was supposed to be sending invites and I didn't because I had all these squirrel moments, and then my kid's crying and it has a poopy diaper, and like, there goes my day. And then, you go to bed and you're like, holy shit, I didn't do anything I was supposed to do today. And now I'm way behind. Now I'm 2 days in a row behind. And how am I going to get it all done? So one thing that, and I'm going to do a separate call on time management. I'm going to use the format that the guy from corporate, Jeremy Rudd, used. So I don't want to give too much away. But one thing that we talked about was having separate categories for separate things in your life and devoting time to them each day and creating a schedule for yourself. And even if it's just a rough schedule, even if it's a note on your phone, or download Google Calendar, schedule your calls, schedule your meetings, but creating a rough schedule, I say rough lightly, like so this is what I had to do, and I will show you guys. I had to write down, let me see. Can you guys see that? Probably not. Let me see. Okay. So I had to write down, oh, of course it's not going to show up. What I'm doing every part of every day. 6 o'clock, wake up, read your book. 6:10, downstairs to work out. 6:30, upstairs, take a shower. 6:45 to 7:15, inviting, work time, all that stuff. And my schedule goes on and on. Checking in, eating breakfast, 7:15 to 8:30, family time, 8:30 to 9:30, an hour time with my kids, 9:30 to 10, work while they watch a show, 10 to 11, gym time, 11 to 12:30, lunches, 12:30 to 2 o'clock. So I have scheduled every bit of my time for the entire day. My husband works from home. It's very, very difficult for me to get things done when he's around and I'm around, and then we start shooting the shit and it's like 30 minutes goes by and we haven't even made lunch. And what are we doing? We're talking about, his cousin who's crazy or something's, like what I just wasted, not that talking to my husband is wasting my time, but seriously, sometimes you have people in your life that are distractors and you have to say like, whoa, you know what? I would love to talk to you more about this, but really right now I have some things I need to get done. And I'm sorry, you totally can have 100% of my time when I'm prepared to give it to you. But for me right now, if I don't get this done, it's going to prevent me from being able to spend time with you later. So things like that, I've had to learn to say. I've had to learn to tell people, I mean, this is a business. You're an entrepreneur. We have to make sacrifices at some point if we want to see our businesses continue to grow. So I've had to say no to friends who want to have play dates. I've had 3, 4, 5 play dates in a row, and I've had to say, listen, Ashley, like you can't do this every day. You can't go 2 hours out of your house every day if you've set aside time to work on a training group, send some messages, catch up with your current challengers. If you don't set the time aside or you don't schedule it for yourself, then your whole day is chaos. And it's hard to get that back when you fall into a pattern. Those of you that work full-time jobs, it's impossible to work your Beachbody business and your full-time job. You can't do it at the same time. It just doesn't work because you have to give all or nothing to either or. You can't, like, I know, Michaela, you can't sit at your desk at work and you can't work your Beachbody business while you're supposed to be working your other job. It's just not, you can't do it.
I try.
So you try and you can try. And then you're like, oh man, I better not get busted. Like,
yeah, it's like, because I end up doing that job half-assed. And then when I'm doing that job half-assed, then it's like, you're just never doing either one of them well.
Right. Right. So, if that's like, for me, if that's going, like, sometimes I need to get out of the house and get to the gym because I can't get distracted during my workouts as much as I tend to. And if I know, like, I can get up early and do my workout, like my cardio workout before my kids get up. Great. And I can do my workout sometimes when my kids are home. And then I just put them in front of the TV and like, whatever, it's 30 minutes, you know, that's fine. But sometimes I have to get out of the house and get to the gym because it relieves stress for me. And that's something I know I need to do. And if I'm going to do that, I need to schedule it in my day and I need to move things around. So I've gotten a lot of heat from my husband about you're on your phone way too much. And I know we've probably all been there. You know, somebody at some point has said, dude, put your flippin' phone down. Like, you're pissing me off. Like, you never pay attention to me. In the car is the worst. Like, he hates it. If I'm on my phone in the car and he's telling me something and I'm like texting and he's like, seriously? Like, I just called you ugly. You didn't even hear me. Like, you know, like what? And I'm like, what? No, yeah, okay. You know, and you're not even paying attention. And, so I've had to move things around to make it easier, not just on myself, but on my family too. And I feel like if I neglect my children, then what's the point of me doing this business so I can spend more time with my children if I'm neglecting them all the time, you know? Or if I'm like, oh, let me just put you in front of the TV so I can, you know, spend 3 hours doing chaotic nonsense of, you know, nonsensical stuff that's not productive. So time management, set the timer for yourself. Sit down and race against the clock. You have 15 invites to get out and it's 8:30 p.m. and your kids are in bed and you have 45 minutes until your husband is like, move it or lose it. Like, we're going to bed and you're coming with me. Or, you know, you have to get your kid to school in the morning and you have 30 minutes before their normal wake up time. So you get up and you race against the clock and you say, listen, I got to get these 15 invites out and I can't have any distractions right now. So you turn off all your notifications and you shut down your Facebook and you do whatever you can to get your time in that you need to do and be the most efficient you can in that short amount of time. 15-minute increments during the day. If that's, you know, your lunch break at work and you can spend 15 minutes checking in with your challengers, responding to messages to alleviate a little bit of that time later in the day, do that. But whatever it is that you can do to maximize your effectiveness and efficiency in the short amount of time that you're allotted, then the better you're going to be. So if you get up in the morning and you know you have to get a little bit of work done, don't even open Facebook. Don't even do it. Don't even get on your computer and open Facebook because you know you're going to see 15 notifications pop up and you're going to be like, who commented on my picture? Who liked my stuff? Who, you know, and that's a huge distraction. It totally is, because then you're like, oh, well, who's Sally? Sally commented on my picture. Let me look at Sally's page. And then you start scrolling down Sally's page and then you're like, oh, she's friends with so-and-so. And then you click on that person and then your 15 minutes is up and you haven't done anything. I've been there. I've been there all too often. So scheduling that time is key. Google Calendar is really, really great for that. Setting reminders on your phone. You know, if you know that at 10 o'clock in the morning, you're going to have, you know, you can set your kids in front of the TV for 30 minutes. And I don't condone like setting your kids in front of the TV all the time. But if you're okay with like letting your kids watch 15 minutes something on Netflix and you can sit down and do a little bit of follow-ups, then set your timer on your phone. So you can do that. And then when your timer goes off and you're able to start, then set your timer again for that 15 minutes. So then when it's up and you're done. But I can't say it enough. You have to create some sort of a consistent, dedicated schedule, because if you don't, it's chaos all the time, and chaos breeds like insanity and frustration and guilt. And then, you know, I just want to quit. I can't do this. Like you know, and I've been there a lot of times, and a lot of the times is because I've been taking time away from my family to do something that I know I could have done earlier, and I pushed it off, or I didn't do it effectively. So I think that's all I have to say about that. Oh, and what Chalene Johnson is amazing. I love her to death. What she does is she has a notepad, and she keeps a notepad, or, you know, if you want to use your phone, you can, but I tend to get distracted when I'm on my phone. So sometimes I have to use pen and paper. So this is what I do every day. And I'll pull a few of these out of the trash for you guys too. But this is what of course I don't have one here. This is what my day looks like. So I get up in the morning and I come out here this is like my little office area here. My bedroom is like back over there in the hallway. So I get up, my kids are upstairs. I come in here, and on my desk, this crazy, amazing chick that I was in like a gift exchange group with last year got me this daily like motivational calendar. So today it says, sometimes life is about risking everything for a dream no one can see but you. Wow, could that be any more perfect? So, so every morning I come out here and I rip my day off to the next day, and I write 3 things on that list that I'm going to accomplish today. And I don't put workout because that's something I'm going to do anyway. I don't put Shakeology because that's a must. I don't put normal things that I know I need to get done. But I put things on there like one-on-one calls with my coaches, reaching out to every challenger in my group, starting a new, like doing a YouTube video for some kind of training, something. Things that I don't normally do every day, but something that I know that I want to get done. And I put those on my list, just 3 things, because any more than that, you're really just, it's a lot of work. And if you don't get them done, then you're like, I have to carry this over to tomorrow. And then I was really going to try to do this tomorrow, and now I can't. So they don't have to be difficult things. And you know what? If it's like you wanted to spend an hour of your time working on something, and you know that you're probably not going to get your other 2 things done, then just put that one thing on there, but get it accomplished. And then at the end of the day, if you're a check-off person like I am, check it off, throw it in the trash, use an app on your phone where you can check it off personally. But do that. Make a list for yourself so you're that much more efficient. Shalene Johnson keeps a pen and paper in her bathroom by the toilet. So then sometimes at the early morning when she gets up and goes to the bathroom, she has 5 to 10 minutes or whatever, I don't know, sitting down where she can do a brain dump of things that she wants to do for the day. So same thing, she has a notepad on her bedside table. So when you get in bed and your mind is racing and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do laundry tomorrow, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, write it down. Keep a notepad by your bedside table so you can write it down. So then in the morning, you have that list and you're not like, oh, I know there's something I was supposed to do today. I can't remember what it is. But keeping yourself on track, keeping a better tab on yourself, whether you're making yourselves lists or whatever it is, but that way you can make yourself be that much more efficient. And you can not feel scattered and chaotic and things like that. You can, it should help. I know that sometimes I need direction, and if I'm giving myself the direction that I need subtly through little reminder notes and things like that, setting alarms on my phone, reminders on my phone. I had a call today at 2:00 that I completely forgot about, and it popped up at 8:00 on my phone. I got a notification and I was like, yes, because normally that would have been me writing it on a sticky note and putting it in a notebook and not remembering which notebook I put it in, and then not getting on a call and finding out an hour later I missed that call and then being like, holy cow, I'm an asshole. So just those little things. Technology is amazing. There are a ton of really great free apps out there that can help you stay better organized with everything. And I do have some ideas that I can share with you guys if you guys want more stuff about that, or if you want to just try your own system. And by all means, you don't have to implement the things that I'm saying. Do what works best for you, because trying to do things somebody else's way isn't always the best way if it doesn't work for you or if it stresses you out. So whatever is your best motive and your best way to keep yourself, sane, then do those things. So just a couple quick minutes on Destin. This was an opportunity that I never thought I would get to be able to go and be part of the number one coach in the company's retreat. And I honestly was just floored. I mean, to be able to be there and to be able to be in the same room as some of these amazing leaders who've spent countless hours and dedicated time to this company was just such a blessing. Bless you. This company exists because of the amount of people that are willing to continue to share their story. Anybody there will tell you firsthand, I've never once considered myself a salesperson, and I never will, unless you count selling health and happiness. But, you know, this company has been life-changing for so many people. I got to witness that firsthand. Seeing some of the, you know, obviously seeing these gigantic houses that people were affording because of, you know, Beachbody opportunities. But it wasn't about the money. It was about the relationships and the connections. You know, I am a girl who tends to gravitate more towards guys. I don't have a lot of girlfriends. And this has been kind of an avenue for me to make friends with girls a lot more than I normally would. And I love the relationships that we have on our team. I love, you know, the closeness that I've grown with a lot of you guys. It's been completely amazing and so rewarding because I didn't have a ton of girls that I could just call up and bullshit with, you know, like I didn't have conversations on the phone with girls for more than 5 or 10 minutes. And to be in a similar kind of environment and to be in a positive environment and be motivating and supporting and supportive and it's just very refreshing. And to be around that and see all of that in action and to see people that have never met each other, you know, creating amazing friendships and stuff, it was just really, really awesome. I have a vision for this team to do a retreat for us next summerish. And I am really excited for that because I know that there are a lot of you that, you know, are taking the steps, that are, you know, that are in it for the long haul, that want bigger things from this company and just from life in general. And I think the more that we can reward each other and celebrate each other is amazing. So it was a great retreat. There is no like reason, there's no like restriction that says you can't be there next year. So as a part of Melanie's downline, anybody, you know, on this team, on this call, like there is plenty of opportunity to be there next year. She does a retreat like this, a leadership retreat every year. And it's just a matter of, you know, doing the things and going. And yes, it wasn't something that was for free. I did pay for my flight. I did pay for my rental car. I did pay for, you know, so I mean, it wasn't cheap by any means, but having the opportunity, period, and to be able to sit and listen to some stories from corporate and, you know, learn a little bit more about the ins and outs of this business was really just kind of a game changer for me. You know, I've kind of been doing my thing. Today is actually my 2-year anniversary from signing up as a coach. And I've kind of been doing just some things the same. And this was just really something that kind of drove it home for me, that kind of made me solidify that I'm in the place that I want to be in, and that I want to continue to do the things, and that I want to continue to see this team do amazing things, and to see the potential is just unreal. I mean, anybody can be a top coach. Anybody can have what it takes. I mean, there's no magic wand that, you know, makes a top coach. It's all hard work and it's all dedication, and it's being willing to commit and to do the things. And I'm not saying, you know, you have to be a top coach, but, you know, even just to get to where you want to go, it's just the sky's the limit. So I think that's all I have for you guys. I don't want to keep you too long. Any questions, guys? I feel like I just rambled for a long time. Was that all helpful? Good stuff?
It was good info.
Okay.
I needed this call.
Okay. Well, good. One thing, I don't know if you guys follow Katie Ersta or if you know who Katie Ersta is, but her team is the Knockout Brigade, and Katie Ersta was diagnosed with cancer about stage 3 or 4 cancer about 3 years ago. And she was already a coach, and she was like, who's going to want to be on my team if I have cancer and I'm sick all the time? And her success partner said to her, I would. And I know a bunch of people that would. And she fought her cancer publicly, and she beat it. And she had 2 little kids when she was diagnosed, and she was a teacher. She quit her job as a teacher in December and lost all of her benefits and was diagnosed in January. So she had no insurance. And she's like, she'll be the first one to tell you that she's like, I never like knew at, age 28 or whatever that I would be looking death in the face, and I was. And she beat cancer. Her team is amazing. She has amazing leadership. She's a wonderful person. She has a heart as big as the world. And one thing that she said, she was one of the last people, they were going through all the leaders. Everybody was just kind of saying something to close. And one thing she said was, we do not have a right to make an income if we are not making an impact. And I get all emotional, but it's so true, because, a lot of people come into this business wanting to make an income. And if you're not making that, if you're not making it better for somebody else, then what's the point? If you're not dedicating yourself to helping other people get results, or then what's the point? So anyway, I'll let you guys go. I know it's 9:30 and it's getting late, but thank you guys so much for getting on tonight. I love you guys getting on the calls. I love doing these calls. I know you guys know that I love to talk. That's obvious, but I just wanted to share some really good stuff with you guys, and just let you guys know that, like, no matter how hard it might be, no matter how much of a struggle it is, how much of a challenge it is, like, there's no I in team. And I'm here for you. Our upline teams are here for you. There's all kinds of training and things. But if there's anything that you're struggling with at all, no matter what it is, I've been there. Don't be afraid to ask, because the only way that we're going to learn is to ask and to do it together and to get better that way. So yeah. Thank you guys for getting on. Any questions or anything? Comments?
Thank you.
Did somebody say something? No?
I said thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, gals. And then the Getting Social group, we kind of just kicked that off today. It was kind of a last minute idea that Beth and I came up with this weekend. So if you're in it, awesome. If you're not, I think everybody's in it. Kara, are you in it? Do you want me to add you? I can't remember. But basically, it's called Getting Social. It's basically like social media basics type, like how to grow your business through social media, and some things to do that we're going to kind of go over and reinforce and share some things that we've done that have helped, and some things that we learned this weekend. And we're going to talk a little bit about inviting and things like that, sharing your story, posting, simple things. But just growing business stuff. So I can add you if you want.
I just clicked join, so we're good.
Oh, okay.
So no, I went to see if I was a part of it. I am not yet. So
yeah, there you are. Okay, I'll add you. But yeah, so that's just going to be a really great group. So it's going to be like a 2-week group, and then we'll probably dive into something else next month, but all business growing type stuff. So you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks again for getting on. And I will post the recording for this. So if you guys have anybody you want to tag, go ahead. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.